Hello everyone, it's me Pavlo, and today we'll be talking about pretty loud recent release. It's Meze Alba. When these earphones came out few months ago, first batch was quickly sold out, and only now they became available again. So interest for this model is really high, including mine too, because here, despite of pretty budget cost, it's $160, which is much lower than Meze previous offer Advar. So they still incorporated maximum of their attention to details, their passion to the high quality sound, their no compromise approach, and other stuff. So they came up with really interesting earphones. Kind of spoiler from my side. So let's have a closer look what they offer. Sometimes I think that it's hard to be Meze because everyone like used to their level of quality and design. And while for some other companies you can hear like this time they packaged the earphones beautifully or something like that, but for Meze everyone expects like that everything will be top notch all the time. And first of all, Meze has to fulfill these expectations, and often it's taken for granted. But still, I need to highlight that they did a great job in every aspect of these earphones, despite of their relatively affordable price. So they came wrapped in plastic this way. Basically, you're getting a main box with earphones and additional box with USB Type-C dongle. I also got balanced cable, but it's an extra accessory. You need to purchase it separately. And here is a dongle cable. So basically, pretty simple, minimalistic, but looks nice and fitting the overall design. And main box, pure white with silver embossing, minimalistic. So well fitting, so everything is superb. And here are Albas. So let's take them out. And nice white package. Of course it will get dirty, but it's the price you're paying for beauty. And you're getting set of tips and stock cable. Basically same as balanced one, but with 3.5 millimeter. And you're getting 4 pair of white silicone tips of different sizes. 2 are already on earpieces, and 2 and 6 came in the separate bag. Another kudos to Meze for not cutting the cost and not playing marketing games when, like we need to separate expensive model and affordable one, and we need to make cheaper one of plastic. No, basically it's the same design and the level of build quality you getting in Advar. Of course, you can see the different color schema, but besides that, almost no difference. They are made of metal, they are made really solid. They have a bit of additional weight, but it's that pleasant weight that gives you a sense of solid thing. Also, they have super ergonomic shape. They are pretty compact. You can see that basically it's sized as dynamic driver inside, and they fitting really well into my ears and into my, not only in terms of angle of spout that goes at proper angle in the ear channel and isolates nicely with these soft silicone tips, but also in terms of fitting into the outer ear, and all that shape is really ergonomic. So Meze studied years to came out with this design. Not sure will camera show that or not, but this white color has a bit of interesting sparkly texture, great resolution of company's logos, this Rupert-like faceplate with vent hole and all other things are really well built. So metal and quality. There is a lip for holding the tips, of course, and protective grill, so no derbies will get inside of earpieces. And actually, stems of tips are noticeably narrower than spouts, so fitting really tightly. And at the same time, you can see tips have a big opening, so no narrowing the channel. Basically, what will came out of earpieces will get into your ears. Really nice looking, good fitting, and have about average sound isolation. Cable is made replaceable. Here used classical 2-pin connector with one difference. They used rounded connector part. Of course, every single 2-pin connector will fit here. It just will look not as great as it looks with these rounded connectors. And they even have some notch for easier pulling, so it's pretty easy to grab it and disconnect. But at the same time, it holds really well. There is ear hooks. There are ear hooks, and cable itself, like looking nice. It's soft. It's comfortable. It's not too thick. Not typical audiophilic rope. But more than enough for these earphones. Matching overall design, looks nice. Zero microphonic effect because it's pretty soft and comfortable. There is a chin slider, and here is the splitter, and it goes down to this 3.5mm connector. As you can see, they have a bit unusual shape of connector, but here they also thought about the comfort and made this notch for easier grabbing and pulling, so your fingers won't slip from this connector. So, as I've said at the beginning of this part, everything is at the level we expect from Meze. When it comes to the sound, Meze are also pretty coherent to their in-house ideas. Alba is like fun sounding, but at the same time with necessary amount of technicalities. So it's balancing between being really fun and at the same time being pretty technical. It's not a model for those who like, absolutely natural monitoring sound with focus on the micro contrast. And at the same time, it's not some kind of bass head model with relaxed and comfortable treble or something like that. It's like working in between and delivering enjoyable sound signature when you want to just relax and enjoy the music without audiophilia critical listening or something like that. So, bass is accented. Accent is like, I'd say, about average in terms of quantity. It goes, bass goes deep, almost to maximum depth, and main accent is made on mid and lower bass. It's not that case when accent is made on mid bass and lower bass is recessed. No, you'll get good amount of deep rumble, but at the same time, it's also not an earphones that makes everything like super bassy, adding deep bass to anything. No, you getting a good amount of low frequencies when it's present in the record, but at the same time not more than that. So it's not like the earphones that will add additional weight to the low frequencies. Texturing is pretty nice, but they are not focused on the tiniest nuances and details. But still they sound organic and render textures nicely. They are not trying to be super fast, but at the same time, when necessary, they deliver good and pleasant punch. So let's go for examples. First one is Quando by Musica Nuda. It's live version of this track. And the acoustic double bass sounds pretty good for this price here. Of course, if we compare it, for example, with Advar, we'll see the difference, but more about the comparisons let's talk later. And Slow Love Slow by Nightwish It's an example of the track where like bass is building a foundation for the rest of the track, and these earphones are really succeed here, delivering a good layer of bass, and on top of that rendering vocals pretty nicely. Mids are well controlled, there is no bass bleeding, maybe except of really bass tracks, but it's just a matter of physics. And there is no like not bass is not coloring lower mids. That's what I wanted to say here. So no extra weight, but at the same time they are not making focus on the micro contrast and not trying to highlight small nuances and details. Overall resolution is nice. Honestly, I don't understand some feedback that they're lacking details. They're not highlighting details, but level of resolution here is pretty decent. You're getting nice and realistic vocals, you're getting really good amount of weight and overtones, you're getting good dynamics and emotions, and you getting noticeable boost in the upper mids to make things more spicy and engaging. So they highlight a little bit female vocals, violins, distorted guitars, and stuff like that. So it's not always 100% realistic, but it's almost always engaging and exciting. Imaginary stage is above average in width and about average in depth. Not the most spacious one, but width is really good with nice positioning. Depth is also nice, but I'd prefer a bit better layering separation. But once again, for this price, probably it's more of nitpicking from my side. So, first example, it's Apocalyptica live creation of notes, and first of all, you're getting good sense of crowd for the live performance, and also pretty nice, really distinguishable cellos that play this track. And Hoff Ensemble, not sure about the correct pronunciation of the name of the track, Blågutten or somewhere close. Really well recorded track with really deep punches that this earphones renders pretty well, and good amount of realism in the mid frequencies. Of course, to play it at 100% you'll need much more expensive pair of earphones, but here you're getting a pretty nice experience. And the treble, I'd say that it's a wisely tuned high frequency signature here. First of all, it's not an earphones for those who don't like treble. They are not over sharpened, they are not over saturated in terms of treble, but definitely it's not the model that can be called comfortable or with recessed trebles or something like that. So Meze has put here a good amount of lower treble to give you basic overtones of instruments. Then they made a drop at 8 to 10 kilohertz area to remove that unpleasant metallic sounds and sibilance. And then they added a good extension at the upper areas. Not perfect, but surprisingly good, so they deliver a nice amount of more complex overtones. Of course, layering here is super basic, but it's something to be expected for this segment once again. But overtone saturation for the treble, at least to my ears, is above the many competitors here. And at the same time, treble is not super sharp. But when treble in record has some sharp notes, for example, it will be played as is, without any attempts to soften it. And first example, it's John Coltrane from the Love Supreme, Part 2, and here we have the trumpet really sharply recorded, and as well as accompanying instruments, and they a lot of information goes to the treble area, and these earphones represent it surprisingly well. They lacking layering, of course, to represent it fully, but once again, how they play treble is surprisingly good for this price tier. And another track and actually track and compilation album, so that I often use to test the treble. It's Sting, Englishman in New York. Lot of different percussions, lot of instruments, well recorded. A lot of attention put into the mixing and mastering. Honestly, I miss that times when it was pop music. And a lot of treble, and these earphones played surprisingly well. In terms of pairings, Meze made an innuendo or maybe even bold hint, putting this USB Type-C adapter into the accessory set. So while these earphones don't require some super high-end source, also listening them with some cheap adapter or directly from smartphone or laptop output won't make much sense. They have good amount of scalability with beta sources. So the stock USB Type-C adapter do a good job, like driving them to basic necessary level. But also you can use more expensive digital to analog converters or players up to mid level to unveil their full potential, because they can scale up to some extent. Speaking about the comparisons, what we've got in this price range, few FD15 that I recently reviewed, they are more natural, they are more focused on the micro contrast, they have tighter but less weighty bass, they have a bit drier mids and a bit more aggressive treble, but with less treble extension. So basically more faster and more aggressive representation versus a bit more relaxed and musical one. Also, I don't remember, like Moondrop, Kato, for example, they are more focused on the micro contrast, they are more natural, they have sharper and more detailed, faster treble and less bass, for example. Maybe there are some other dynamic driver earphones in this price range, but I don't remember them well now. So probably let's summarize everything. Greatly built, nice designed, well-fitting earphones with a pleasant, musical, enjoyable sound signature. Basically what we expect from Meze, they delivered. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a great day.